Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another Reddit story for you. This one comes from AITAH and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Tricking My Sister-in-Law into Stealing Our Baby Name? So I, 33 female, have been married to my husband, Kevin, 35 male, for 5 years. We have a 3-year-old daughter and I'm currently pregnant with twins, male and female. My brother-in-law, Terrence, 38 male, has been married to his wife, Jess. I don't know why, it's because of New Girl. I have to say Jess, like Jess. Jess, 39 female, for 7 years. Jess and I are total opposites. Jess is an extrovert. She's kind of loud, boisterous, and some would even say abrasive. I'm an introvert. I'm not quiet or shy, but I am reserved. I'm also very observant. The first time I met Jess, I told Kevin that we would be like oil and water. We've never been overtly hostile towards each other, but also have never gone out of our way to bond. Unfortunately, Terrence and Jess had fertility issues for several years before having their son a couple of weeks ago. Prior to this, Jess was very odd towards us when I was pregnant with our daughter. The best way to describe it is hot and cold. One minute, she'd pretended like she didn't care while we were talking about it at family gatherings. The next, she was volunteering to throw the baby shower. I gave a firm no to that. We both assumed the behavior was because of their fertility issues and didn't think too much of it. But the strangest thing she did was almost demand to know what we were naming our daughter before we announced it. She asked us constantly after our gender reveal and got visibly annoyed when we just laughed her off and said it was a secret. We couldn't understand why the hell she cared so much, as she was not expecting it this time. Regardless, we didn't share the name with anyone. I'm gonna red flag her right there. You don't demand to know people's baby name. You don't get to do that. When our daughter was born and her name was finally announced, Jess was kind of obsessed with it. I don't know how to explain it. She just kept going on and on about how beautiful and unique it was. To this day, she comments about how different it is. The name we chose is a pretty common Welsh name, which wouldn't be all that different, except for the fact that we are African American, LOL. I've always gravitated towards names from different regions and found and fell in love with the name years ago and never shared it with anyone prior to Kevin. Fast forward to both of us being pregnant at the same time. Jess's odd behavior continued towards me, but this time it was more blatant. Snarky comments under the guise of jokes about how big I was going to get with 2 babies and that my body would never snap back like it did after our daughter. She even accused us of getting pregnant on purpose after she announced her own pregnancy, even though the whole family knew we were actively trying, and at the time of her announcement, I was already a few weeks along and didn't know. One thing about me, introvert or not, I'm no pushover, and I will stand up for myself. But I chose to ignore Jess because I knew that would get to her more than confronting her, since she seems to thrive off of drama. Jess was obviously much further along than we are. However, we did have our gender reveal prior to Jess giving birth. And right on cue, the baby name interrogation started again. Because they decided not to find out the gender of their baby in advance, Jess kept hounding us for both of the names we had already picked out. But again, we declined to answer. After days of this, I got annoyed and asked Kevin if he thought the reason for her insistence was so she could use the name first, since she was due first. He kind of chuckled until he realized I was serious and said he didn't think so, but anything was possible. So I said, let's test it. We were due to host my father-in-law's birthday at our house a couple weeks later, and I decided to leave something in the unfinished nursery with a girl and boy name on it and see if Jess went snooping. Because Kevin thought it was silly, he said he would give me $20 if she did it. Oh. Guessing OP came out of this $20 richer. So I went onto some site where you can order custom name wall decals and put in the names Aria Rose and Sebastian Ali. These are names that we like but aren't remotely close to what we chose. This will also be our last pregnancy, so even if Jess did use them, we wouldn't care. I didn't complete the order. I got the final page and printed it out and hid it in a dresser drawer in the nursery. The party goes off, but because we were both busy hosting, we never noticed if Jess disappeared for any extended period of time. When I went into the nursery the next morning, nothing was out of place, and the order sheet was still in the exact location. So we just both went, welp, and forgot about it. I did, however, notice that Jess never asked us about the names again. Then Jess gives birth. We went to the hospital to give our congrats. When we go in and see the baby, I asked what his name was, and man, I cannot properly explain the shit-eating grin that came over Jess's face as she says, Sebastian Ali. I mean, she was really proud of herself, and honestly, it's the most vindictive I have ever seen her look in the years that I've known her. But instead of reacting how she was expecting, I put on a performance like I had just graduated from Juilliard. Oh my God, that's such a great name. He's so cute. Look at his little face. Oh, I just love him so much. Welcome to the world, Sebastian. Auntie is going to spoil you rotten. I mean, laying it on thick without an ounce of bother. The range of emotions on Jess's face went from shock to confusion to rage in a span of maybe 17 seconds. Meanwhile, my husband is holding in the laugh of the century. We later say our goodbyes, and he gives me a 20 in the elevator while almost crying laughing. All I could say was, like I thought. This was 2 weeks ago, and we haven't seen them since because we wanted to give them time to settle in with their new baby. I have heard from my mother-in-law that Jess doesn't seem as thrilled about motherhood as she thought she would be, considering how long it took them to conceive, but said it might just be the baby blues. Obviously, I think she's just disappointed that her petty move didn't have the desired effect on us. I did share this with my sister, and while she laughed initially, she did say it was kind of an asshole move. So, am I the astronaut? Nope. Hell no. Hell no. And guess what? This bizzo with the shit-eating grin being like, oh, I just took something from her. And then you being like, no, you didn't. It's all good. But she still doesn't know. She doesn't know it was a decoy. Please tell her. Please. Should OP tell her that it was a decoy, or should she just go on being happy for her and leaving sister-in-law in a state of utter confusion? Candy Thunder says, don't tell. Leave her in just a state of utter confusion, which is fine. It's a great name. She got a great name. It's not like she didn't get a good name out of the deal. She got a great name. But who lives just to spite other people? What kind of person lives like this? Wait till the kid is 18, Kira. Ooh. Yeah. Tashara, yeah, I love that the hubby made a little wager with it. I thought so that was OP's hubby. I thought it was her brother at first. I thought it was OP's brother whose sister-in-law is married to. And I thought he bet her $20 that she wouldn't snoop and do it. And I was like, oh, this makes it even better, because if Bizzo's husband handed $20 over to OP right in front of her in the hospital, that would have been so much more confusing. And then she would have been like, what the hell's going on? And then forced him to tell her. And then she would just be seething. Tell them on his first birthday. Get a pet, name it Sebastian, and use the decoy decorations for a pet party. Oh, the fact that she was pissed tells me she knows. So Nisi, because she transitioned from like joy to rage, joy to confusion to rage. So the rage point means that she realized what had happened here. Candy Thunder knows what she would say, which means we have to bring Candy Thunder up. Ladies and gentlemen, Candy Thunder.
Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder.
Okay, I said that I would let her stew, but there's like a part of me that would be like, when she tells me the name, be like, oh my gosh, you found the names I left for you in the drawer in my nursery hidden away at a party. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm so glad you went with the name that I chose for you. That's what I would say. In the nicest, biggest shit-eating grin on my face, throwing it right back at her. Or I would say nothing and be like, that name is beautiful. I'm so glad. How did you find it? The fakest shit would just be flowing out of my mouth.
You know what would have been like one step better on that? If you said that and then from your bag pulled out something that already had that name on it. Like some kind of gift.
Yes.
Or the vinyl decals or something, like pulled it out.
Bring it home.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh my gosh.
All the way.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know how. I just had this feeling you were going to choose that. So here, a custom embroidered blanket.
Yes.
Oh, and I got one made for
fakest.
you too. It says, bitch.
No contact. I mean, why is she doing it though?
I just don't understand living to spite other people.
No.
If that's what fills up your cup, something's wrong. Like you need help, right?
He's not really a petty person. Like you don't get like super petty, but I love that you went there with me on this one. It was great. It was perfect.
Juliet says, do not piss these two off. We're creative, right? Like we're creative. Yes. And also I think we're patient. And that's the scary part. You got to watch out for the patient people, right? You got to watch out for them.
I'm kind of patient. Let your sister-in-law play checkers and you play chess. Oh man.
She's playing bitch checkers too.
How, this would be amazing. Like just the feeling you would get over knowing, but also like you did that to your kid just to be like what'd you get out of that? Like nothing.
But the shit-eating grin means that like this truly does fill up her cup, like causing other people harm.
That's a shitty person. That's a shitty person.
And again, I'm on this kick now where yes, she's a shitty person. Yeah. She's like, Yeah, she's the worst. I'm sending her ass to ask on one. She's
You
just
should use your kid. Like you used your kid to be pet, like just
Yeah.
to be shitty.
Like,
That's wrong.
kid
That's
wasn't
wrong.
even born yet, and she was already weaponizing the kid, right? Like, come on.
Yeah.
But I keep going to this like, why are people the way that they are, and how would someone end up at a point where causing other people pain fills up their cup? How would people get to a point where that brings them joy? I don't understand.
I don't. My brain does not work that way.
I do not understand.
I don't have that kind of time. Like I don't have the energy to invest in
You
this.
think it's like an idle hands thing, or is it just something's broken thing?
I
Broken's probably
can't.
broken's not a good word to use there. Something is a worldview is askew.
Where's Ellen and Dr. Sweets when we need them? Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't. I just, like, I want to go out of my way to be nice to people. I don't want to go out of my way to be, like, shitty in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to make people feel icky. This is icky. She's icky.
Because they're not happy in their own life, Becca.
Icky Ricky.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be more than that, though. I mean, there are
Ooh.
plenty of people who are unhappy, and yeah, they want other people to. Misery loves company, right? But can you imagine how competitive she'll be as the kids grow?
It's going to be bad. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think past the name thing. Yeah. Ew, she's going to. Icky Vicky. I love it. Icky Ricky and Icky Vicky. Those are the names of Bizzo and Brozo.
You're not on fire, Icky Bobby.
No, she's going to use the kid.
I'm on fire.
No,
yeah,
that kid's
no,
never going to be accountable for any of their actions. No.